So UFC 300 took place on Saturday, and these are matchups that I would like to see being made next. So starting off, you've Davidson Figueiredo moving to 2-0 in the bantamweight division after submitting Cody Garbrandt in the second round. Now, what should be next for Davidson Figueiredo? He expressed he wants to fight for the belt. That's not going to happen yet, let's be honest. And there are a lot of matchups that do make sense for Figueiredo. People were saying in the watch along, like Song Yadong, great fight. Petr Yan obviously is the one that everybody kind of hints at. That would also be a great fight, but I think Yan's going to be out for quite some time now. So I think Davidson Figueiredo should have called out Chito Vera. You want the fight for the belt. Chito Vera's just fought for the belt. That would be a great fight. I'm very winnable for Davidson Figueiredo in my opinion. And that could be a 5-round finite main event if we're being honest. So yeah, Davidson Figueiredo, Chito Vera is the matchup to make for me. And for Cody Garbrandt, Henry Cejudo. Cody Garbrandt, Henry Cejudo. I think Cody Garbrandt could beat Henry Cejudo. I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but the way Henry Cejudo has been looking recently, I think Cody Garbrandt could beat him. I think you give Cody Garbrandt that shot against Henry Cejudo and make it a quick turnaround. Like I said, none of these guys really took any damage in this matchup, so speedy turnarounds for both guys. You could even do Henry Cejudo, Cody Garbrandt on the McGregor card. Then you've got Bobby Green, who absolutely decimated Jim Miller, unfortunately. Bobby Green's fight has already basically been confirmed, if we're being honest. Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett on that Manchester card. That's the fight to make. Jalen Turner, Moicano. I know I'm not going to be matchmaking for everybody on this card, by the way. These are just matchups that I want to see. So for Jalen Turner, I think he should be matched up against Benoit St. Denis after he done that stupid shit by trying to get a walk-off KO. Punish this man even more, especially for what he done to Bobby Green as well. And the amount of money he lost me on Saturday. Put him against Benoit St. Denis. Then you've got Moicano. Moicano does deserve a jump up in the rankings. He is number 13. Jalen Turner was obviously inside the top 10. Give Moicano the matchup against Dan Hooker. I think that would be a great fight. Dan Hooker, Moicano, make it happen. Then we move on to that's the early prelims covered. Now on to the prelims. Diego Lopez starches Sadiq Youssef in the first round. I really did not see that happening, to be honest. But for Diego Lopez, he will be ranked number 13 now, I believe. So let's just have a quick check at the rankings. I really should have done this before I started filming, but anyway, it's all part and parcel. Yeah, so Diego Lopez will be ranked number 13 now, I believe. I don't know if they've ended up bringing these, sorting the rankings out yet after 300, but anyway, he beat Sadiq Youssef, who was 13. So I think what should be next for Diego Lopez is a big jump in the featherweight division. I'd love to see him fight Movsar Evloev again, but realistically, that is just not going to happen. I think what should be next for Diego Lopez, give him a Josh Emmett matchup. Josh Emmett obviously coming off that KO over Bryce Mitchell. I nearly said Bryce Hall. Bryce Mitchell, which is probably one of the most brutal KOs we've ever seen, to be honest. Left Bryce Mitchell there shaking like a shitting dog on the mat after cracking him with that right hand. Diego Lopez, Josh Emmett gives Diego Lopez that jump up in the rankings, and that's a fun fight. It could be winnable for Josh Emmett as well. He's got that one-shot power down in the featherweight division. Diego Lopez, Josh Emmett, book it. Then you've got Holly Holm losing to Kayla Harrison. Holly Holm should retire. She's about 90. Kayla Harrison should be fighting for the belt next, let's be honest. Juliana Pena set out, let Kayla Harrison fight for the belt. That's what everybody would want to see over you fighting for the belt, to be honest. Then we move on to Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Sterling. Now, Aljamain Sterling, people are saying that was a boring performance. He just dominated Calvin Kattar, to be honest. The UFC bantamweight GOAT. Yes. What should be next for Aljamain Sterling is Brian Ortega. This fairly obvious matchups to be made here, but let's just be honest. That's the matchup people want to see. Brian Ortega, Aljamain Sterling, or Aljamain Sterling versus Movsar Evloev. I don't think they'll do the Evloev matchup, and I don't know who Evloev fights next, but Aljamain Sterling versus Brian Ortega, great matchup, get it booked. Then we move on to the headliner of the prelim. Yuri Prochazka, Alexander Rakic, fight of the night in my opinion. I know a lot of people say Gaethje, Holloway. It was this in my opinion. Yuri Prochazka called out for another title shot. Unfortunately, Yuri, that's not going to happen. Yuri Prochazka, Jan Blachowicz, get it booked. Take that to Europe as a fight night main event. Make it happen. Yuri Prochazka, Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan Blachowicz is out injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but I'd like to see Yuri take time off. I mean, the guy fought in November. and then he's just fought now. Yeah, Yuri Prohaska, Jan Blachowicz. Then for Alexander Rakic, who did look really good in that matchup, he threw the kitchen sink at Yuri and Yuri just didn't budge. Alexander Rakic should face Jamal Hill next. I think that will be a great matchup. Both losers on the 300 card, both got stopped, so they'll be back similar times. That will be a great matchup. Alexander Rakic versus Jamal Hill. Get it booked. Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. Bo Nickel needs to jump up. Let's be honest. Let's stop feeding him to these cans. Bo Nickel should face Sharaput Magomedov if he is able to get the win on the Saudi Arabia card, which he definitely will, in my opinion. He's in a very favourable matchup. Both guys are unranked in the middleweight division. Make it happen. Make it happen. Trying to fix my fucking beard mid video here, but yeah, make it happen. Bo Nickel, Sharaput Magomedov. Let's just have that fight happen. Both unranked contenders in the middleweight division are wanting to be ranked. Book it. Oliveira, Arman Sarukian. Charles Oliveira should fight Gamrot next. I know a lot of people are saying he should fight Gaethje. Gaethje's going to be out for quite some time. Oliveira didn't take much damage against Arman Sarukian. Get right back in there against a top contender in Gamrot, which is a very, very, very winnable matchup for Charles Oliveira. Arman Sarukian obviously just sit out and wait for Islam in October. It's the only logical thing for him to do. There's no point in Arman fighting anybody really next. Like, just wait and fight Islam in October in Abu Dhabi. Justin Gaethje, I'll explain. Right, so Max Holloway, Ilia Topuria, book it. I don't know. Actually, let me think about this. Max Holloway called out Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria looked like he had shit himself, seen a ghost when Holloway called him out. I think this is what's going to happen here. Max Holloway has obviously got so much hype off this KO, being the BMF champion now, and being on the 300 card, that I feel like the UFC are now going to rush Alexander Volkanovski. I feel like they're going to say to Volk, right, the time you want it off, yeah, knock a couple months off that. You're fighting Topuria pretty soon, probably. And if not, it goes straight to Holloway. But for Holloway, it should either be Topuria or it should be the winner of McGregor-Chandler. It's another fairly obvious matchup to make. Conor, if he's able to beat Chandler, the UFC are going to want to put him in there for a title shot. They're not going to put him against Leon at welterweight because that's just fucking retarded. And they might put him against Islam because that's a massive, massive fight, but I just don't see that happening, to be honest. Conor's going to want to fight for a belt, probably. The BMF belt will definitely... I literally had the word there I was going to say and I forgot it. Will definitely... I don't know what I'm trying to say. The word I can't think of it, but will definitely intrigue McGregor. The BMF belt, he's said about fighting for it before. He's had history with Holloway. So those are the matchups, either Ilia Topuria or Conor McGregor for Max Holloway. I don't mind Holloway sitting out for till the end of the year, maybe early next year, because he is only 32 years of age and he's getting better. So this time off to heal up that leg, which took a lot of damage in that Justin Gaethje matchup. Yeah, those are the matchups for Holloway to make next. Zhang Wei Li, Tatiana Suarez, book that matchup. I'd like to see Zhang Wei Li move up, but obviously, unless she sits out, which I don't really see her sitting out that long for, to fight Grasso or Shevchenko when there is a contender in her division, just make that matchup happen. And then obviously I covered Jamal Hill. The main event, Alex Pereira knocks out Jamal Hill. I'll never doubt Pereira again. I didn't know his game, but Pereira and Ankalaev. I know Pereira hinted at heavyweight. Not yet. And Tom Aspinall mauls him. I know I said I wouldn't doubt him again, but let's be honest, Tom Aspinall is just too big for Pereira. Pause. But yeah, Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev, if he's able to use his power, he is a big star in the UFC now. Pereira should be using his power similar to what Adesanya done, O'Malley done, when O'Malley made Aljo make a quick turnaround. Granted, it wasn't this quick turnaround, but Adesanya tried to make the winner of Duplessis Whittaker make this fast turnaround. It ended up being Strickland who made the quick turnaround. I think Pereira should be doing the same. I don't think he needs this to be able to beat Magomed Ankalaev. In my opinion, Jamal Hill stylistically is a harder matchup for Pereira than Ankalaev. Ankalaev is just going to get Ankalaev can't deal with leg kicks, and Pereira is just going to butcher his leg. That's going to stunt his ability to be able to grapple effectively, and Pereira is going to KO him. But yeah, if Pereira is able to use his power, demand for Ankalaev at UFC 301, he wants to fight in Brazil, he wants to fight on that card, he should be doing everything in his power to say, I took no damage, I want to fight here. Plus 301 needs saving, let's be honest, that card's dead. But yeah, those are matchups that I would like to see being made after UFC 300. Let me know your opinions in the comments below, and as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. See you again in the next one.